And we are live. Hello,
Hey.
welcome.
Hey!
This is the show now. This is the squad. Welcome to WRESTLEKNOT. Alicia, introduce yourself to the audience here.
Hello, everybody. It's the interview queen, Alicia Atout here. And I'm really excited about this because I absolutely love wrestling and love music. I'm already a host here on Knotfest. I host Knotfest daily along with interviews for their YouTube channel. And outside of that, I do a lot within the world of wrestling and have my own YouTube channel. So, I mean, this is just like my two lives smushed together and I love it. So thank you guys for welcoming me to the team. Oh, that was nice.
Thank you. Thank you for
loves that roadcast.
I do. I love just doing stuff here.
Oh gosh.
But this is the squad now. It's been me and Jordan for months just talking to ourselves and slowly going fucking insane.
Yeah.
But here we are with a wonderful panel of people here. Oh my God.
Hello,
Yeah.
look at us all.
Look at this. Yeah, absolutely. And Alicia, like it's about time we had like a real professional. Like Colin and I are peripheral to wrestling. Like we do a little bit in the world of wrestling, but you've been in the wrestling world for years now.
Yes, I have. I think I've been in wrestling now for like 6 years, which is so weird to say. Feels like yesterday I started. Holy shit.
Our idea of like reviewing wrestling the past couple months has been like, what do you think, Jordan? And one of us is like, I don't know, it was fucking sick. Or like, it sucked. But now I feel like this is an actual analysis of wrestling with
I'm sure I'll have a few that sucked moments that we'll definitely get into too. So, you know, I feel like it's a good level playing field here.
With this show, that is inevitable.
Well, let's get into the show. All right.
Yeah.
So this weekend, last night, we had WWE Money in the Bank. And it's kind of their first pay-per-view, I would say, in years where have they I mean I'm a newer wrestling fan. I've actually only been watching for 6 years. So the entire time you've been working at it, that's how long I've actually been watching.
So but don't let him talk down to you, Alicia. Okay?
My opinions are insane and I don't know anything. But this seems to be the first big WWE show where none of their top stars have been on it. Is that correct?
I mean, for me, when I was looking at the bill and seeing who's on it, there are definitely some top stars making their way into the mix, especially nowadays where you have more indie guys coming up and just being like huge stars in a sense. So, I mean, having some classics on there from like Natalya, for instance, she is a WWE staple, so much lineage there. I know we're going to get into her match with Ronda later on, but someone like that, having her on the card, that's like a necessity almost nowadays, you know? But then, sorry, go ahead.
No, I
was just agreeing.
on the men's side, like Riddle is like the top babyface on the show.
And I'd say like Rollins is a big name now, but in terms of having like the Cenas and the big A-list stars, it's interesting, you know? Like having someone like Theory, people are buzzing about him right now, but he isn't one of those top stars, even though he's one of the more focused ones nowadays. So it's kind of like how you perceive it, really.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I will like that's kind of what I was curious about is them putting this show on. I was like, what's the reaction gonna be? Is it gonna feel really bizarre? Because you know, one of the criticisms of WWE over the past couple of years, maybe forever, I don't know, has been their inability to like build a lot of people at the same time. And now with a Roman not there, no Cena, Brock isn't on this show. Charlotte's out. You know, they only Sasha probably not. In the
we did have Becky, who would be among those names, but like that's one of many you just mentioned.
But personally, like this is just me. Like if the conversation is like Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, Bailey, Becky's bottom of the totem pole. In terms of just like what I want in even in just like a singles competitor.
Okay.
Immense respect for the man, but I'm just in terms of peripherally like what the the content of the card, just looking at it, was like,
Mhm.
okay, how are they gonna pull this off? And then
Yeah.
I don't know. Alicia, maybe you should take the lead on the women's Money in the Bank match, because I had a fucking miserable time during this thing.
Yeah, it sucked. I kind of didn't really enjoy much of it, which was really sad because I love whenever I see a bunch of women that I like really, really respect get in the ring and seeing such a mix of different people and calibers. Like usually that makes for such an awesome match, but I just thought there was a lot of parts that were messy. There was one Hurricanrana that just like had me cringing. I was hoping they were okay. It just didn't really keep me captivated either in terms of even when they do their little one-on-ones on the side.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me it was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I think this is the time where Charlotte's presence, or like a Sasha's presence, was like sorely missed during this in particular, because I'm just thinking about Charlotte hitting a fucking Charlotte has the best moonsault maybe ever.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Of all time.
So that off some ladder in this thing would have saved the whole thing. I did love the finish, but we'll get to that in a second.
Right.
Yeah, I think to your point, Colin, I think there was a like Becky is an incredible like character, but I feel like when you're looking at the totem of of like the four horsewomen, she's maybe not as smooth as everybody else in ring. Like she's got her thing, but it's
and she's better at that thing than anyone.
Yeah, I
Any
honestly
gender.
think she's at the top of the totem pole for me, which is really interesting on the opposite end. Like I love watching her. Anytime she comes out, I think she has such a presence. Whoever's doing her fashion at the moment is just like mind-blowingly, it's fantastic.
It's sick.
And just seeing the way that she went from not really being able to talk on the mic well to being out there and crushing it, delivering like these nasty promos, taking it onto Twitter. Like I think that she's a presence in wrestling. So that's kind of my view on her. So seeing her there, I was like, oh cool, that's like an A-list name.
On that end of the spectrum in terms of wrestling, she's number one. She's like
number one. She's
like by a landslide.
I love that she's coming out these days dressed like 90s bed sheets. It fucking rocks. It's the cosplay I want to see.
Oh yeah, we had some Seinfeld puppy shirt a couple weeks back. I'm like, Becky, you go.
It rocks. Her promo, her ability to tell the story is better than maybe anyone on the roster. Yeah. But I think, there's, I guess like Colin is bringing up, like, I agree with the concept of just like the other three horsewomen might have more experience or might just be better at carrying a big match. Cause we heard that Sasha has put together some of the rumbles. Like she's the leader of the rumbles for a lot of them. So it's just, it's a whole to do.
It sure is. I did love the finish of this, which led to the best moment of the show.
The best moment of the show.
Yeah, not of the finish of this, but later on in the show.
Okay.
The best moment of the show was due to the finish of the women's Money in the Bank. If you catch my meaning here.
Yes, yes.
I did feel like Liv deserved to win this one. In the moment, it was kind of the only outcome that felt right.
How do you feel, Alicia?
I'm thinking about how I feel. It's one of those. Let my brain process it. No, but it's one of those things where when it comes to Liv Morgan, I've never really been able to just keep full interest whenever she's on the screen or when she's wrestling. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you just don't click with certain people. Maybe it's a charisma thing for me, but it was just one of those things where I've never been like, oh yeah, she's coming out, like cheering her character on either. So for me, I would have been cool with Becky winning. For me, I don't know why, but like I've been missing seeing Asuka more, even though it wouldn't have made a lot of sense. Like I just would have loved to seen that in like a dream Alicia wrestling world. So yeah, for me, I'm like, oh, okay, she won. Like awesome for her in real life. That's fucking amazing. But otherwise, I'm like, for me personally, I didn't do a whole lot.
In terms of Money in the Bank, I like it used as a concept to give a new person a chance.
For sure.
Asuka doesn't need it. She can go out like Jordan and I were talking about it during the show, being like, why isn't Asuka wrestling for the title tonight? Why is she in the Money in the Bank match?
Right.
But it needed her, I guess, is the answer to that.
I'm always I want Asuka to win everything. I love Asuka. I have self-made merch of Asuka. I will get sued
That's
for
impressive.
Asuka. I love her. I would love her to win the Money in the Bank again. I'm always down. I do feel that I'm with you with Liv as like a character. I think that people are cheering for Liv and wanting her to have this moment mostly because of probably backstage reasons. Just she's tried a lot of different stuff. It's just like she's worked hard. Give her the thing.
Yeah.
That seems to be the vibe.
I'm a human being, Jordan. I'm flesh and blood. So when I see that, I don't see.
He actually has a heart. That's why he was rude.
I swear, that's all it is. I don't see Liv Morgan, the wrestler, winning. I see like whatever her name is, the wrestling
That's the
fan.
part that I also mentioned. Like, I actually think is really lovely about it. Like that, I'm like, you go. Like that's amazing.
And to your point, Alicia, yeah, maybe we've never connected with the character or the performer, but maybe that's kind of on WWE, if anything.
Yeah.
Right. And that's going to totally come into play when we talk about the moment that we were mentioning earlier, but I won't get into that yet.
Sure.
Right.
But yeah, fucking hated this match. Love the finish.
Tell me how you genuinely felt, though.
That is it. Fucking, I found it, I described it in my notes here as impressively unwatchable.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember I remember when Lacey Evans came out, I was like, oh no. I thought we were gonna get like a heavy hitter, and then it was Lacey Evans. I was like, oh no. And then she did a really bad job in the match.
Oh my god.
She did
You sound so enthusiastic about her, though. I feel like
she literally looked like she walked out in just like Bass Pro Shop camo, that Bass Pro Shop pink camo, and delivered exactly the type of performance I would have imagined that type of pink camo person would have given.
She gave you a Bass Pro match too.
Yeah, she gave me a Bass
Pro ladder match.
A Bass Pro wrestler for sure.
Oh man.
Boy.
Dude, with Lacey Evans, it's especially crazy because post-Mania, they were doing those amazing vignettes with her.
Yeah, those were so cool.
They were so well produced, but then it was like the same thing, like 8 weeks in a row. And then she came out on TV and she was a heel again.
Right.
Crazy.
What the fuck is going on?
That's the whole point, right? There's so many things that you see so much invested into when it comes to this company. I'm talking like weeks upon weeks of promo work and behind the scenes stuff and promotion. And then when something happens, it's just not there. Everyone's like, wait, that was it? And there's so much potential because everything behind it looks so good. I hate being let down like that.
It's
Totally.
wild.
I'm biased again. Like we've talked on the show. I hate if your finisher is like a punch, I'm mad. I'm out. I'm not. No.
You're not believing that.
Jordan is a little.
I'm anti.
You're a realist.
No, I'll tell you what he is. He's a little slut for a big slam.
I'm a little slut for a big slam.
Makes sense.
And I'm with you.
What are we here for?
LSBS.
Jump off the thing or pick a guy up.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's very simple.
I cannot disagree with you.
You get it.
You're gonna do all this. There's hurricane ranas and frog splashes and moonsaults, and you're gonna end the match ends with a no.
A bonk.
I've literally had this conversation with my dad so many times when we see someone end something in a
It's
punch,
awful.
and we'll get so hot over it and so mad.
It's like, oh my God, he bonked him. He bonked him.
You can't.
He bonked him.
A snoot. You can't boop a snoot,
boop a snoot
to win the match. No,
not on my time, baby.
Not on our watch.
No. All right, so
that time. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next match.
Theory versus Bobby Lashley.
Theory versus Lashley.
Any thoughts?
So this one, Yeah, I was looking forward to this one simply because both their movesets are so interesting. And meeting Bobby Lashley before and interviewing him, like he is a massive, massive man. So I was like, this is just gonna be ragdoll. Like even though Fury's definitely built well, like there's
He's
there's
got
no
a
comparison. There's just no comparison. So I'm like, all right, cool, it'll be a squash match. Like, let's see where it can go. And so when they actually started to get into it, it was interesting seeing like a focus on basic move sets, but done like superbly well in terms of technical wrestling. Like even going back to simple shoulder tackles and forearms and just like the really simple things you first learn. Those kept me kind of captivated. I don't know why, because usually technical wrestling is not really my thing. But then there were some really intense moments like Bobby throwing Theory into the post where I was like, holy shit, that would
he
no
fucking
one should have to
whopped
do
him
that.
with that thing.
He wasn't even boom. That's all you saw. It was insane. So like that got me, which I love. It was one of the only moments of the night where it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
So it was interesting seeing like the little ups and downs in terms of speed between things and the flow. But I overall liked it.
Jordan,
I'm a Bobby Lashley guy. I like him. I think he's great. His entrance is like a Tim and Eric nightmare. Like I can't. They do so much, and there's so many of the little graphics.
a lot of gimmicks.
Dude, they showed him just like flexing in the dark, and then they went to the graphic, and it's his graphic body floating away from himself. I couldn't. It felt like watching Too Many Cooks. It was so insane. But I love him. I'm always pro Bobby. I think it's been a hot minute since we've watched a WWE thing, and I know that because they did a headlock rest hold in this match, and I realized I was like, I think I haven't seen this spot since WrestleMania because I
headlock rest.
Dude, no, there's none of those in AEW. They don't do it.
It's true.
There's no headlocks. Like they're like, that's Moxley will finish a match that way. He's the only one who does headlocks.
Yeah, they rest with
that.
fucking triangle chokes and shit.
Dude, so just seeing a rest hold, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a rest.
Yeah.
I was out.
Again, like Jordan and I aren't big WWE guys. We don't catch a lot of the programming. So the fun part is kind of catching up on like, okay, who's over?
Bobby's over.
Bobby's over. I love that for him. Fucking
Love
finally. Theory is like, I'm surprised he made it out of there alive after this.
For me, it makes me feel like it's almost like a Sammy Tay vibe, where it's like I can't tell if they love to hate him so much or they just genuinely hate him. You know what I mean?
I think it's the latter. I don't think it's like, oh, we're having fun with this. It's not a Kurt Angle, you suck.
It's genuine despise.
It's like, fuck you, get out.
I'm biased though. Like I'm a man in my 30s. My hair is trying to run away, and he is a 23-year-old with hair plugs. I'm anti this.
The bald you in the bald community rejects him.
I'm not even bald yet.
The pre-bald community, the PCBC.
The pre-bald, like it'll have like I'll be 42 one day, and I'll be bald, and that's fine. But I don't like how are you 22 years old, ripped, and you're gonna hair plug at like 22? Is that why Vince loves him? Because he's like, this is the only 22-year-old I can relate to.
Maybe
buying hair.
I think so many guys. It's crazy, like how simple that is. But like, how many guys could have been stars if their hair if they did not lose their hair early on? It's sad, but I mean,
every famous
wrestler, that is something I literally would have never thought of in my life. Yeah,
Colin, every single famous wrestler is a bald guy.
Yeah,
The Rock is bald.
But
Stone Cold Steve, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I was literally
John Cena is bald. John Cena is bald right now, and he doesn't give a he
back here
grew a. He is so. That's still bald, brother. That's still
You
lose
might-
the
you're on
crown-
something, man.
Balding is bald.
Larry David
Mother-
should have been a fucking pro wrestler. I'll tell you
Dude,
what.
Larry David.
Oh,
got the
please,
same.
let's get into some curb talk at some point. I'm so happy you said that.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
you're talking.
Oh,
you're
man.
you
What's
are
your favorite? What's your favorite?
I
Curb
joined
season?
the right show.
season.
What's your favorite
Ooh,
Curb season?
Damn, that's so hard.
It is. It's a hard.
I mean, I love the one where the whole season he's trying to evade that one guy and pretends that he's away, but he actually stays in town, and then he ends up actually going away. Like the whole way that they intertwined so many different iconic episodes in that one was phenomenal.
Mhm.
Season 8,
just
baby.
the
That's the
yes,
going
my
to
God.
New York is so good with Michael.
it's ridiculous.
The Michael J. Fox episode is like a top
Legendary.
for me. Unbelievable. stuff.
Literally woke up the next morning with like stomach cramps from laughing so much. It was so good.
Hell yeah.
I think what
Well-
was the first Leon season? 5 or 6?
6.
6. I think
I'm
I'm
impressed
6.
now. You really know your curve.
Yeah.
This is
I'm a Jew from Queens. I'm like not allowed to not.
It's a federal thing for him. If he doesn't do
It's
it,
true.
he gets kicked out of the community.
I don't have to go to Temple, but I have to know all the Larry David and Seinfeld stuff.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Not allowed-
Leon saying I'm an 82 man myself is like something I say every day. When in regards to the thermostat, I'm an 82 man myself, Larry.
No, what he cursed me and my family with is anytime we say something is long now, someone just goes long ball Larry, and like it's so
Long
bad.
ball, Larry. Yeah. Get up in that ass is one I use just
Yeah,
about
yeah.
every day. Get up in that
That's
ass.
a good one.
Yeah.
Get in
That's a
that
good
ass,
one.
Larry. Step into their asshole. Eat stick. Throw garbage.
But
So good.
okay, back to wrestling, I guess.
Back to wrestling.
Yeah, I guess.
Theory versus Bobby was a good match. But I got okay, Alicia, you don't know this about me, but the WCW US title belt is like number 2 all time for me in terms of just
Okay.
pure like the way it looks.
He's a belt guy.
I'm
He
a
like
big-
loves he loves all belts. He
It's
has
true.
a bunch.
I got a couple, don't worry, it's fine. So they
How many belts do you have?
like 3. I just like them.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not one of those fucking guys. I'm not out here spending like 10 grand and like pulling out.
Just asking.
I'm not using my granny's social security to buy belts. I'm not one of those guys. Both my grandmas are dead as well, so I couldn't if I wanted to. But I feel like the right man won here.
Me too.
R.I.P. Nana Young.
You guys got grandmas?
No, not
Yeah.
no more.
See,
I have one left.
good for you.
I know, right? Take
Nana,
The winner,
Nana Atout is going the long haul.
the winner for most grandmas, Alicia.
This is sad again. Now I'm sad again.
Sorry, I
I
mean, I only
You're
knew
about to be more sad because what's the next match?
Bianca versus Carmella.
Oh, never mind. You're gonna be all right.
This
is
rocks.
pretty good.
This kicked ass. That's just me.
I love Bianca. She
Okay.
carried it.
Agreed.
I'm a big Bianca Belair fan. She does a lot of cool shit. Her theme song is a bop. I don't love this type of role for Carmella. I think Carmella, like the era where she had like the Money in the Bank and was just like a little stinker. I like her as like a Looney Tunes ass
Yeah.
wrestling villain, like putting down a banana peel and they
Yeah,
smoke,
that's good stuff.
Like that's good stuff. I don't look to her for like a barn burner, but this was
It was good.
I had a decent time watching this. And
Alicia.
I like
shit
yeah,
on
I like
it, Alicia.
the actual
Get their asses.
No, this one's not as bad as the actual,
Okay.
Money in the Bank match, but no, for me the only thing that was bothering me was the trash talking throughout it was just so typical and kept making me cringe. Like it was all the I'm the best, I'm this, like you're
Yeah.
not worth like it was just so that was driving me insane. And anytime it would happen, I just instantly was taken out
Yeah.
of actually watching wrestling and just annoyed. And that just doesn't flow with me.
They-
But I did think that was some nice physical taunting in there and submissions on Carmella's end, showing off skill. But between the two of them, like when you have the strength, charisma, like flawless transitions from move to move that Bianca has, I usually have my eye on one, which, you know, like I hate to say.
You know, people think that like storytelling is everything, means that like I have to talk during this match, but like
Yeah.
the
We know that you don't like each other.
Yeah,
and we
that's
know you
why
think
you're
that
here.
You're better. Yeah.
I do like, this might be an unpopular opinion,
Okay.
all the annoying shit that Corey says about her during the matches.
I think it's
amazing.
I love it so much.
Great.
It's so douchey, and it's like always right there at the perfect time. You know, it's like, you're disgusting. I don't care that you're in love.
That's
like,
and it's
like,
perfect.
Perfectly done.
Because then when she loses, you're like, fuck yeah, finally.
Exactly.
So I love that. So good for them.
No, I think I absolutely love that.
Jordan, any last remarks on this one?
No, I mean, yeah, Bianca's good. This was gonna be match of the night for me, maybe, just because Bianca's good. What are you gonna do? I agree. The trash talk, like they gotta not like. Colin and I have a new bit that we've never debuted on the show, but I think that I would love to see like a wrestling gimmick, where the gimmick is that he's bad at talking. Just bad, like if. Like the gimmick was like knows he's bad at promos. Like a guy just going like, I find myself in this triple threat and I'm gonna, you know, let's just start the match. Like,
all right, so you know, I'm gonna kick your ass when we get in this match. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hello.
Yeah.
No, I can talk. No, I'm doing a promo. What should I say?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna kick your ass, man. I'll see you out there. All right.
Yeah.
Up next.
No talking in the match. I think.
Oh man.
This next segment that came up. I don't know if you guys wrote this in your notes here.
I probably fast forwarded it.
The WWE Capital One Visa card.
The Applebee's card.
Did you see this?
No. What is
Unhinged?
Please.
Okay.
The Alexa Bliss thing.
Alexa Bliss walks into her personal locker room where her doll has done so much shopping. And there's all these items that the doll has bought. And Alexa's like, this straight up felt like a fucking Pepsi commercial on the Home Alone VHS that you have to watching at home. And like, she's talking to the doll. She's like, doll, what did you buy for me? And the doll like pulls out the card. And they zoom in and she's like, oh my God, the all new WWE Capital One Visa card.
Oh no.
And then pulls out like a pair of little kids' shoes or something. This was.
I mean, good for her for getting that money, but
get the bag.
Secure the bag.
I'm sure she finishes it too, and she's like, okay, I'm doing part of my job. Like, it's nothing on her by any means, but like anyone could have done that from the roster and just be like, man, it sucks to even have to do that, but like, good for them for making that coin.
Oh, we are bag chasers above all on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect a grift. I respect any
love a grift,
sellout, especially like Alexa is also a person who literally probably doesn't even need any more bags. She's got all of them.
Yeah,
secured many a bag. Her husband,
she's doing great,
is also bringing bags home. Everybody, so she's just like, I'm gonna keep going. So get it.
Chase the bag by all means, but
hustle.
But holy shit, this sucked.
Yeah, no, we suffered.
Oh, I'm
gonna go back and watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't recommend it only because I feel like it. Like I think I'm going to live like 5 less days in my life because I saw that.
Oh no.
I think I'm gonna be 98 in like a half because I saw that. You know.
The way we're talking about it, it seems like it might be like, oh, it's so bad, it's good. Like it's just gonna hurt your feelings, and you're fine.
Oh no, it might be worth the 5 days then, because this sounds terrible.
It's very bad.
Terrible.
Take those 5 days. What were you gonna do anyway? You know?
Yeah, right.
All right. Up next, again, this fucking kind of knocked my socks off a little. Usos versus Street Profits. They were like, hey, what if we just had a good match? Like, wouldn't that be crazy?
I like that there was really no BS between much of it, like, in terms of people trying to get in the way. I was like, "All right, cool, I'm just watching wrestling," and then there was a little bit where it was a little slow, and I tuned out a little bit, started editing on my phone, and then, like, 2 minutes I looked up, and I was like, "Oh, shit, they're finishing this, like, this is
This is
awesome."
hot.
Like, I
It was
got into
hot.
the last, like, minute and a half. I was super into it.
Super in.
Yeah.
And then there was a screwy finish with the shoulder, so something's going on there.
Whoa.
But this was like, I feel like what AEW has done for tag team wrestling, you gotta commend it. Just putting it on the map in a way where other people are inspired and want to do that on the same kind of huge, massive, crazy scale. I don't think that this match would have existed without what was going on over there week by week. Is that fair?
I think that
I mean,
that's
it makes
fair.
sense. Yeah, I haven't thought of it that way necessarily, but hearing it out loud and kind of thinking, like there's more of a focus on it for sure now, especially
It's such
the
an
focus on
attraction.
actual wrestling.
Yeah.
Like I can see the correlation for sure, and it making sense. Like, hey, they're clearly watching one another.
Oh yeah.
The Usos, since their rebrand without having face paint and stuff, it's
They
just
mean
been
business.
barn burner after barn. Like they will not have bad wrestling matches.
Yeah.
They refuse.
I don't know why. These are always two dudes that like I've cheered on for so long. I don't know if it's because their personalities always seemed dope when they were highlighted on different shows and whatnot, but
Yeah.
like for whatever reason, I was always intrigued by them. And then they had the injuries and so many different issues. So seeing them actually back, you mentioned post face paint and whatnot, like they've just been crushing it. And it's exciting to see them actually on a roll with no interruptions for a hot minute.
Dude, 100%. They're just like they even were talking about it during the match. They've been the champs for like a million days, and
Yeah.
I was happy to hear it. Because they're them, the Street Profits and the New Day. Just if they're wrestling each other, it's gonna be probably pretty sick.
It'll be a banger.
It's the guaranteed like the WWE will put them on the card to be like, well, okay, well this won't be a bad match.
Like
this is your one guarantee of the evening.
Guarantee they don't fuck up.
I feel like those matches aren't even produced too. It's just like, okay.
It feels very natural.
So
natural,
natural,
which I really like.
Everything else is scripted to hell, and then they probably tell those four guys like, okay, just go out and do something cool, okay? Because we need you to. I loved this. The Usos for a long time have made me like I was such a Rikishi kid that like genuinely emotional.
The first time I met him, I was like, oh, this is so cool. He did a signing right beside me, and then we've done 2 more stints beside each other. I always end up around him.
Wow.
And the first time I saw him, I was like, this is really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's
it's Rikishi.
monumental. And so seeing his boys to this day, I get like emotional watching them. So it's seeing them have matches of this caliber. Now they're like legends. They've been there for so long.
Haven't they?
They're in their prime.
I don't know Rikishi, but I know the butt. I know the butt spot. Good for him.
That butt spot.
That's all you need to know. That's the
that butt spot made some money, brother.
Dude, I was in middle school when he was on. Everyone knew that you knew Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you knew that guy. His finisher was sitting on people's faces. Good for him.
I mean, that's the best introduction you could get, right?
I'd watch that. If I didn't know what you were talking about, I'd be like, well, I gotta see that.
I'd be like, I have to check this out.
Yeah.
Just like I have to see that Alexa Bliss card commercial.
Yeah, no, we've
Fucking
cursed
hell.
you with that. This is the ring.
It really is. So be careful, okay?
I'll be careful, I promise. I need to be here next week.
Yes. You're a vital part of the show now. I have a couple notes. Some WCW level bad commentary interruptions here that were like stopping the match to be like, and you can only see matches like this. Premium on our premium live events is I'm out. I'm mad.
So when I hear those, I have an interesting perspective because I've had to be the person on the microphone doing them, and you hate yourself every time.
So you just feel bad for him?
When I hear them do it, I almost feel sympathetic instead of angry because I've been in that position. But trust me, I hate it whenever I hear it because again, just like with the bad shit talking, it takes away from the match.
It
You know,
does.
you're like taken out of that world for a second. So I hate it, but I totally understand it, and I hate it even more because of that.
like in 20 years from now, wrestling it's data. You go back and you're like, oh, this match on this date was sick. You should go back and watch it. Corey Graves' ass forever is gonna be there going, you can only see things like this on our premium live events. So I'm in 20 years, I'm gonna listen to that and be like, fuck, forgot about that. That sucked. So I just like, they're not thinking long term with these things, and neither was WCW, because Eric Bischoff, when he was commentating there, would not shut the fuck up in terms like putting himself and WCW over, being like, right here, WCW, where the big boys play. So to this day, when you go back and watch it, it's fucking, I want to rip my hair out.
Wow. This really angers you.
Oh, I hate it.
He gets so hot about it.
I hate it. But
I respect like a guy like Excalibur. When he has to hawk shit on that show, he's unbelievable, to be honest. Because he's like, I'm gonna speed through this with a Busta Rhymes verse.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get the information out there with a confidence and a speed that is just gonna be impressive regardless. And no shame.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go you go ahead. Take
it away. I was gonna say, like, to your point of him, I remember watching early PWG stuff when I was super getting into like indie wrestling, and hearing him and how articulate he is and the speed of calling things, and how he doesn't just do color but also can do the movesets constantly, know every single one. Like, I never have to double search anything he says. I'm like, oh my god, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's great. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, he just, if the second like a wrestler I've never seen before shows up on the stage, he's like, oh my goodness, that's this.
No,
that's
it's insane.
Sandy.
Like,
that's
he knows
Sandy
dates,
Rooster.
times. He knows
Sandy
their
Bottoms.
He knows their fucking astrological sign. The man is loaded.
Yeah.
I will say, Pat McAfee, I think is doing an incredible job.
I agree. He's just fun to listen to, and he doesn't bother me. Like, I hate when I'm just bothered by someone talking. I'm just like, I can listen to this dude talk wrestling. Like, he's cool. He's in the background. Dope. You're awesome. Good.
Yeah. His accent is hilarious.
A Pittsburgh accent is what if you put anyone from Pittsburgh like on commentary, I'm in. Just a guy going like, you didn't see that?
Yeah. I genuinely enjoy every second he's doing promo. This weird spooky promo came up next. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
The spooky
I did not watch that promo, no.
I think it was like they were like, hey, let's make them think Bray Wyatt is coming back, but it's like definitely for Edge. So
okay.
Why would you...
I love Edge, but for that whole coming back thing, that's a big difference.
Why would you
for the time right now?
Why that was the confusing part, is I was like, I know it's not gonna be Bray Wyatt, but why would you make it look so much specifically?
Do you want to know why?
Like
because a lot of marks are not like gonna think that. They're gonna be like, oh cool, he is coming back, and it's gonna work on a load of human beings, and then they'll be psyched and then they'll be let down. But that's why.
They're trying to get just any kind of buzz.
Yeah, they're like, hey, if we can get like 60% of people who believe this, cool. Because I know a lot of people who watch wrestling and who I've met at shows who
whatever, it's their brand still.
Yeah,
they can trick you into thinking that another guy's coming out. Great.
Yeah. Natalia versus Ronda up next. What do we think?
I enjoyed it.
I thought
I think. Go ahead.
No, Alicia, please, you lead.
No, be my guest.
No.
Go.
I shan't.
You must. Nope.
You haven't gone first yet, Colin. So
Me?
you
now you must go. 2 against 1. There's 3 of us now.
All right.
Take the floor.
I thought this was like a great TV match. Is that fair?
Yes.
I don't think it felt like a pay-per-view championship match, and I think a big reason of that is, what is this? Some shit's going on. YouTube isn't. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So Jordan and I have talked about this a lot. Alicia, you're new to the show, so I fucking hate having multiple world champions. I can't stand it.
Okay.
Can't
Yeah.
stand it.
Whenever they bring that back, I'm not a fan. So
Thank you. Finally, another sane person on the show. And Jordan's thought process is fair, where if there was only one champion, Big E never would have been world champion. There's all kinds of people who would have never been champion because it would be Roman this whole time.
Well, let me real quick. I only like this idea of multiple world champions for WWE because you clearly need to give like a chew toy to Vince McMahon to distract him so that you can. But like, all right, let's get the real
and they
the good
do
champions
have
in here.
they do have such an extensive roster. I can imagine a lot of people in the back like actually getting hot and being
Mhm.
like, hey, this is ridiculous. This dude's gonna have the belt for however long. Who knows how long I'm gonna actually be in this company, so on and so forth. So I've
Mhm.
seen that too, like kind of locker room heat. So that could also be another reason, like, cool, we can literally multiply how many champs we have. There's more people repping the brand. Like just from a business stance, hell yeah, I totally
get it.
but
That's
I
the
don't like
they're all
it.
getting multiple belts. Also means that when these dudes get these belts, like they're getting paid more.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, make up all the WWE should have 10 world champions just so all of these dudes can
All of them can get
make
paid.
the bag.
That's the aspect I understand. But then you have Survivor Series where they all fucking wrestle each other and one of them loses. And then they're a lesser world champion. And the whole concept is thrown out the window because one guy sucks compared to
It's
the other
true.
guy. So like
They have a lot of they have a lot of bad pay-per-views. We're talking about one of them right now.
but like I haven't watched one of these full shows in a long time. And I think this is like, it was like Women's Money in the Bank, Theory versus Bobby, which was pretty good. Bianca versus Carmella, which was good. Usos versus Street Profits, which was great. And then this, which was good. So it's really kind of just bookended by some horse shit with some good stuff in between. Terrible
Right.
bread, delicious meats and sauces, you know?
But it still makes the sandwich like really difficult to chew.
It does. The bread, it's a stale, moldy bread. And especially with the sandwich was pitched on this bread alone, you know? With the fucking Money in the Bank matches, that's what we're here to see. And they were both.
I'm also like I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. So literally I'm only enjoying Hellman's or whatever.
But
you know?
who don't love Hellman's?
Aww.
Our favorite food is sauce. Also,
I'm a sauce. This is a sauce based show, Alicia. So welcome.
A sauce-based show.
This
What's
is
your
it.
favorite sauce of all time?
Vodka sauce, probably.
vodka.
Yeah. You ever had vodka sauce?
No, I don't
my
know what vodka
God.
sauce is. I thought you were literally saying like you like to drink vodka.
No, I don't drink alcohol at all. I love vodka
What
sauce.
the hell is vodka sauce?
Oh, Alicia.
Oh my
I'm googling
god.
this right now. Is this an American thing?
Vodka sauce. It's an Italian. It's a pasta sauce.
Oh, you're talking about. I know. Okay, but like
Yeah.
penne.
You're talking about what's my favorite
Like
condiment?
penne alla vodka.
Yeah, penne
My
alla
brain was like sweet and sour sauce, barbecue. So when
Oh.
you come out saying vodka
Well,
sauce,
that
I'm
too.
like,
I mean, this is one.
All
This is the
those-
same world.
we
You know,
like
just-
every
what a
sauce.
massive, stupid misunderstanding.
No, you're
there.
great. Don't worry. Big ranch guy, huge.
Big ranch guy over here.
Big buffalo guy.
Legalized ranch.
Truly. I'm a big Thousand Island guy. Some people say I have a Thousand Island stare. What about you, Jordan?
I'm also listen. I love a vodka sauce. There is, I got to think about. There's like a specific sandwich shop in the city in New York City that has like this kind of like custom balsamic sauce that they put on on their sandwiches, and it's
This is
my
rather
favorite.
specific.
Oh, we don't fuck
It is-
around here.
We do not.
I appreciate it.
Sauce
Yeah,
is our
sauce.
favorite food.
Have you had the Green Goddess Ranch from Sweet Green?
No.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Shoot me in the fucking head, dude. That is a masterpiece.
Take him off The Earth.
Throw me off a building. That stuff is so good. All right.
He's a big sweet. He just got into sweet.
Just got into Sweet Green.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess next match, huh?
Yeah, they got Sweet Green up there, Alicia.
No.
It's coming. I'm sure.
Okay.
They're doing great.
I'm assuming it's.
They're doing very well. I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure it's in development. Okay, so at the end of this match, Ronda wins, taps her out, which is it's cool on its own because it's like the submission family specialist versus the actual fighter lady. So fighter lady wins with the submission, and that was nice. And then Liv Morgan, what?
Real quick before we do the Liv cash in, I just want to say I want to give a shout out to Natty, because I love Natty. She takes care of the whole locker room. She was the best part of Total Divas, and
by far.
Oh my gosh, I have in my notes app my favorite things that she said on that. She hilarious.
She also
a hilarious
trained Ronda.
Person. She trained Ronda. Also, her Twitter game in this beef took her the fuck out.
Absolutely. And the whole thing too, I was just really hoping, I had a feling that Ronda would end up winning, but I just genuinely deep down wanted Natty to win because one, I love her whenever I speak with her. She's a sweetheart. It's Canada Day weekend up here, and then it was also on Brett's birthday. So I was like, oh, come on. This would be so lovely of a moment, just that emotional aspect of wrestling. But I knew Ronda was going to get the W, and that kind of had me sad. But it was a good match,
Agreed. I'm also day one Natty guy. I think her and Charlotte and NXT is number 2 women's wrestling match ever.
Mm-hmm.
Only behind Sasha Bailey.
I had a feeling that was gonna be your number 1.
It's fucking insane. What are you gonna do? All right, so Liv Morgan's music hits. The place fucking erupts.
Oh my.
Alicia, set it off here for us. Give us
your perspective. No, this is exactly where we go back to the whole emotional versus, not real attachment kind of thing. It's cool. This moment for her is absolutely incredible. Everyone is losing their mind. So clearly so many people are connecting with that character. But for me, it was oh man, this doesn't make much sense, but cool that it's working, I was kind of just let down for that to be the number 1 moment of the night. I was all right,
yeah,
good shit.
It was definitely, they were all right, this is it, guys. This is what we're building the whole entire show around. She got 5 minutes after to just be yeah, I did it. Crazy.
The audience they just got behind Liv just as an underdog. I feel you a little bit, Alicia. I was when she did the roll up and pin Ronda, I was
I know.
Was this always the plan, or did they? It kind of feels like they wasted. I can see the argument that it's is this a waste of the Ronda comeback? Is this a waste of what could have been Ronda coming back and winning the Royal Rumble and getting the title match at Mania is the reason, is the inciting incident for Sasha being I'm fucking out of here, bruh. Is it worth all that to just, it seems like they made it a very last minute decision to have Liv pin Ronda and win the
I'm
title.
completely with you. I don't even there's nothing that even needs to be added to that. That's exactly how I feel.
I think in their mind, CM Punk quits, Bryan gets his big flowers at WrestleMania. Maybe they're thinking along those lines. Okay, Sasha left for this reason. Everybody knows that. So let's take this chance to make a new person a star.
Maybe.
And now it's up to her to
It's hard to
I just feel like she's been there so long that she's had enough TV time. That's just, I don't know. I feel there's been a lot pushed behind her for a while too. So I don't know.
We'll see. She could change her mind.
Get it, Liv. Run with it.
Yeah.
They made their decision. Do it. Go for it. This is your
sick.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. it's time
Mm,
for the men's Money in the Bank match.
Nothing
I got some notes
happens.
from the entry. Nothing happens. I have
There's
some.
nothing to talk about.
I
Nothing.
know. I have some notes just from the entrance. I don't watch this week to week because I want to stay sane. I love that Sami Zayn is just
Valid reasoning.
obsessed with the bloodline for some reason.
That's great.
He can do anything. He could go out there
Sami's
with
the best.
a fart gimmick, and I'd be like, this guy's got to be world champion. you
No,
know?
that whole jackass thing was one of my favorite things I've seen in wrestling in years. So I am
Ever.
pro Sami Zayn.
he's a goat. He's
Whatever you are right. Whatever you give Sammy, he's gonna make it work. He's
proven it time after time with the craziest gimmicks, and they somehow work.
Can I? If someone is hate watching this from WWE for whatever reason, Colin and I will make Sammy a new ska song for free.
True.
You won't
Please.
have to pay us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna regret saying that, but I gotta have that guy coming out to ska. You're breaking my heart. You are.
It is a different
I
vibe,
can't
isn't
look
it?
at him.
It's such
I
a
hate
different
this new
vibe.
song. I hate it.
Yeah,
I
the
hate it
old
'cause
one.
It isn't ska.
The old one was just it was a feel good anthem, much like the
Every
Becky
single
Lynch song.
time.
Oh.
I feel like you could hate his guts, and there's no way you're not singing that. And then you're like, that bastard, when you're like on your way home, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's such a good song, and it's so him no matter where he's at in terms of arcs. It's just him.
Since there's nothing to talk about in this terrible match, maybe this is how we segue into our little music segment, because Seth Rollins' entrance here, I was watching in the moment and thinking, A, this song is ass. B, what is he doing? And C, he needs a new song. So today, as you'll see, we just switched over to our little YouTube screen where Jordan and I are going to pick new entrance music for Seth Rollins, and Alicia is going to be the judge.
Yes. Before that, Alicia, I have a lot of thoughts on the Seth Rollins gimmick, and I don't fully understand it. Are the people actually singing that part of the song?
They can't be.
I can never figure it out.
Like, it's like it's got to be fake, because it's not that fun of a
I
melody.
love the fact that you think this as well.
Right?
That's not a thing where I'm like, I can't.
No.
People don't
sing that.
sing
It
that.
makes me dislike the human beings when it happens. It makes me cringe that much inside. Yeah, that's how I feel.
It's gotta be 90% piped in.
Yeah, and then eventually people catch on, but they have piped in, like, come on, sing the part,
At the
like
moments.
Nakamura.
Yeah.
But it is not.
But it's
that.
not that song.
Oh my god, nothing is that song, to be fair, but
Nothing is
yeah,
that song.
especially that.
But what do you think of this? Of what this character is, whatever's going on here.
I don't know what's going on, and that's what I don't like. I shouldn't be confused when I'm watching someone so much. It's goofy and dumb, and like I really can't, but not in like an endearing, I'm enjoying this. This is like a weird gimmick way. I just think oh, this is so silly. And then I just watch it and I wait for it to be done, and that's all I think of it. I don't know what I'm watching. And the moving, like, oh, please don't.
It's like
Please don't.
it's like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but like directed by Schumacher.
Oh my goodness. Wow,
Yeah.
that's an amazing analysis of it.
And like that, but Schumacher would have said no. So Seth should have said no. So it's just, I don't get it. I don't get what I'm supposed to get out of it. Am I supposed to like him?
I really like that we're all on the same page here. This is saying a lot.
100%.
I am a Seth Rollins apologist. I like, even when he was like being a little bootlicker on on Twitter for the company, like I was like, listen, I shouldn't have said that, but the guy can't have a bad match. He still kind of can't. You can't take anything away from him, as a wrestler. The guy can literally do anything. He can do a big slam. He can jump real high in the air. He's a swan.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I had to like look up a thing where he told me what his character was, because I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
Well,
You want to go first, Colin?
I suppose I could. Alicia, do you have the YouTube pulled up? I mean, I don't know how.
Oh, I do. I definitely do.
Well, this we picked entrance music specifically for Seth freaking Rollins. So not Seth Rollins.
I originally thought we were doing like old Seth Rollins to try to get that vibe back.
No.
But you were like, no, we got to do this.
This is like, for Mr. Joker 3 himself. Seth freaking Rollins. Possible Seth. Oh my God.
I'm intrigued.
Seth, so, you know, he's a good old Midwestern boy. You know, he grew up in the cornfields. He's dancing his little ass off. What were you going to say, Jordan?
EJ Movement in the chat is shouting out some of Seth's gear. I will say, as like, I famously got into wrestling through drag. Like I'm wearing a Barbra Streisand shirt right now. Of course, that's how I got into this. So I'm loving Seth, like coming out with rhinestones, coming out wearing lace at WrestleMania.
Love the lace.
I loved it. Loved the lace look. It was great. He's got great gear.
I should have given him a fucking Morbid Angel song with the lace in mind, but I didn't. So, you know, he's a good old Mr. Midwestern boy, right? He grew up in the cornfields. He grew up dancing in the cornfields. I figured
dancing in the cornfields.
I figured another legendary, and I don't know this for a fact. I'm making this up, but in my mind, there's a very famous Midwestern legend who also is associated with dancing. Okay. And his name is Cotton Eye Joe.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago.
I'm waiting for it to come up so I can feel the vibe. What a tune. Such a vibe.
And you know the people are like, fuck yeah!
You can woe to this.
Yeah, you could. That's a fully woeable experience. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be really hard to beat, but
yeah, no,
I have hope.
I'm fucked. Now,
you wanted me to go first. I don't know. You knew you knew I was gonna come swinging.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I understood the assignment. I will say this. So, all right. I looked it up. And he says that his character is the Joker going through a midlife crisis. I don't see that, but sure. Let's go with it.
That's straight from him.
Straight from him.
I do see it actually.
Like in his entrance. So I was like, who's the Joker that dances? It's Jack Nicholson.
No, okay.
Jack Nicholson is blasting Prince when he's doing crimes. I was like, okay, I can go with this. And so I picked a disco song from the 70s by Gwen McCrae, I believe her name is, and it's essentially a disco song about reinvigorating your marriage. Like, you got to keep that it's called Keep That Fire Burning, which ties into burn it down, keep that fire burning it down.
Okay.
And it's literally about just like you got to work hard at love, folks. You got to keep it together. So I picked a midlife crisis, I think, disco song.
You put more into this than Seth Rollins did, but here is
I understood the assignment.
You did, but it's I mean,
A+ for that. You might not take this home, but A+ for that.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's see what's
this
happening.
is Keep the Fire Burning by Gwen McCrae. Oh. Oh.
Work on your love, yeah. You gotta give it all you got.
Look at his little feet.
Searching for love.
It's in time with his little feet. It matches his
That's
jacket.
actually selling
And
it.
as soon as we get it, somehow we seem to think that our work is done.
It's like in time with the way he's
It
moving.
is.
Get that love, all the things that you'll have to do to
I
keep it.
kind of love this too.
You
I'm
gotta
not gonna
stay
lie.
on
This
your
is my favorite.
J.O.B. You gotta give a little, take a lot. Give it all you got. Oh, keep the fires burning. Keep the fires burning. Keep them burning hot.
This is a jam.
You gotta
Yeah.
work on your love, yeah. You gotta give it all you got. We say a lot of things
Oh.
that we really mean
Couldn't get down.
to each other.
I love this song. This song's badass.
Lots of
Imagine
I'm
like
really digging it.
imagine Seth like doing a run in a match and they're like, "Oh my god, that's Seth Rollins music." And it's that playing
Yeah.
and he's like like
fucking awesome.
Both choices would be so much better.
yeah, just kicking the shit out of a guy to like keep the fire burning. That's good stuff.
Oh
Well,
man, those were both amazing. Well done. Now I know though. This is my competition when I have to choose next
this
time.
is it. We don't play.
We don't.
Huh,
we
okay.
refuse to fuck around.
Yeah.
I do have to say though, I think Colin's the winner.
Yeah.
You
It's
can't.
Cotton
I
Eye
mean,
Joe.
it's Cotton Eye Joe.
It's perfect. It was so perfect.
It's like, I mean, if you look at like the full like total library of like art in general, it's like Mona Lisa, Cotton Eye Joe,
Right.
Obviously.
Sistine
Rembrandt.
Chapel, and so on and so forth. So I cheated a little bit in that I picked, a legendary piece of art, but
It's true.
it was
fits.
smart though.
Thank you.
It also fits, like, that technically fits the character. Like,
Yeah.
he's a,
It does. It
Where
felt so
did
right
you come
watching
it's
it.
from?
chaotic.
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Think about it.
You know what? Famously, Seth broke up a marriage, and he also, you know what? His real name is Joseph.
No way.
This is about. I'm making
Oh,
all this up.
okay.
I did just realize that Cotton Eye Joe is a song about breaking up a marriage.
It is. Yeah, that I did know. So, and I, who knows what he's thinking. So
Joe fucked my wife.
Joe
It
fucked my
sucks.
wife. And so it's good stuff. All right. Well, I get we're at an hour now, and as you know, that's the length of our show. And we did get to the end of the pay-per-view just in time. So
We
Just in time.
did. Well done, everybody.
guys, this was lovely. I can't believe this is the lovely panel that we get to be with every week.
Aw, thanks for
I had a
having
great
me,
time.
guys. This was so much fun.
I know. Thank you for coming. We're just gonna have a good time every week. Thank
Oh,
you.
hell yeah.
Thank you all so much for
Having
joining
good
us.
times.
This is it.
Damn.
I'll probably pick Cotton Eye Joe for whatever we do next too, just so you know.
I mean, shit, you might win every week.
I think, like, default, we should try everybody coming out to Cotton Eye Joe.
Okay.
Like, we'll do the thing, and then we'll be like, but does it defeat Cotton Eye Joe?
It's
Yeah.
probably
gosh.
not.
How does
that's
it hold
genius.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has to be it now. That has to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is a WrestleKnot. That's the official name of the show now. So yeah, thanks for so much for coming. This was lovely. All right, we'll see you next
Yeah.
Monday at the same time as this, but not on a Sunday.
Not on a Sunday.
All right.
On a Monday.
Whee! Good night, everybody.